Okay, my screen is visible to you.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So now moving ahead with the topic is function. Function. So first of all, we made new class and name it as study function.cs. Now function is functions are very important. It is a small unit of execution. Functions are small unit of execution. Okay. Now when I write public static void main, now the scope of this function is between these curly brackets. Right? Now I will create one more function and name it as public static void test. And now what is this static? What is this void? It will be clear to you as we proceed. So test is the name of the function. Now if I write console.write line and print in main function, similarly for test function I can write as in test function. Now if I execute my code, but first I will make this as my startup class. Now when I execute my code, okay, I I have to write console dot read key so that I can see the execution. Again, execute my code. Now you see that it prints in main function, but it is not printing in test function. So the main thing is that functions are not called by themselves. or executed by themselves. They have to be declared inside the class body. They should be parallel. So if I want to run my test function, for that I have to call my test function here. Okay, this is very important point that apart from this main function, another function is not called by themselves. They have to be called in the class body. So now when I execute my code, you will see now that it is printing in text function. Okay, now I will make another function and okay, now uh, okay, I will make one function public static void sum all and pass three variables as int a, int b, and int c. And in the function sorry, equal to a plus b plus c, and I'm writing as total is this. Now, when I write here sum all and pass variables as 1, 4, 5. Now, when I execute my code, first of all, I will comment it and execute my code. You will see that it is printing 10. Total is 10. 1 plus 4, 5, 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay. So we have to be very careful that by passing the variables, the number of variables has to be same as they are in the function. If I will pass one more variable like 6, it will give error as
Okay.
it doesn't take 4 arguments. As in my function, I have declared only 3. So I have to be careful that I have to pass 3 variables only, not more than 3, not less than 3. If I pass 2 variables, then also it will give error. Okay, so you have to be very careful that you have to pass the number of variables as same as you have declared in your function. So now I will make another function which will give me the value, which will return the value. Public static int sum all new, and again I will pass three variables. Okay, now, and here I will return sum. So here I can write something like, you can say int x is equal to sum all new and pass my three variables like 20, 80, 90, and I will write something like if s is greater than 100, then console dot write line value s greater than 100, else value is lesser than 100. So now when I execute my code, you will see that value 190, which is greater than 100. So you see that it is returning value. Okay.
One question.
Yeah.
Why did not we write a return like in some all new we have written this line number 44 return sum, but
Yeah.
if you see the above method which is sum all, in this we did not write it return.
That's why you can see the difference between it is void. Void returns
Mm-hmm.
nothing.
Okay.
Void returns nothing. That's why I have written over here int that
Integer.
it will return integer.
Okay, and if we write void here and don't write the return sum, we instead
Then
of
it
int
will,
we just
yeah, it will, then it is error. Then it is wrong. Because void will not return. You will see that void, it is not returning anything. But if
okay.
you if you see that if I may if I
Mm-hmm.
comment it, then
Huh.
it will give
And
error.
but can you change int to void?
No,
Change
no,
int.
no, 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 no,
Why?
can't.
Then it is exactly the above case, right?
Yeah, it is exactly the above case. Void doesn't return anything.
You did not get my question. My question is, can you change int to void here?
No. If I changed into void, then it will give
Huh?
an error because
Okay.
void the word the
Hmm.
word void. When I write void in the function,
In the mhm.
then the function will not return anything.
Any and can we comment the return sum statement like write
Yeah.
void and comment the return sum statement and do exactly what we did above in the
No,
above
no, no,
method
no.
if we
But right now I'm expecting that this function will give me the value.
okay
So how?
so mhm. So we write return when we take like in this case we took the sum and then we assigned it to a variable s.
Yeah,
Whenever we want to do this it is important that we don't write void. If we
yeah,
are simply writing
yeah,
console dot write line, it's okay to write
yeah.
void, but in
And
this case
yeah, and
mhm,
another thing is that suppose you are uh, declaring here int, and here you are declaring that this is string, then it will also give an error. Okay,
Okay, okay. This is
it
value
should
has
be
to match.
int, public static int. If you declare here string, then this function should be in string. Okay, so the one main point here is that void will not return anything. The function which has void will not return anything. Okay,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
so now moving forward. So we have done with our loops, arrays, and function. Now we start with our object-oriented programming language. So that's OOP concept. These are very important because in new version of Selenium, which is WebDriver, is purely object-oriented in nature. You have to learn object-oriented language in order to learn Selenium, or you can say that you have to learn architecture of Selenium. In many interviews, the first question asked is explain the architecture of Selenium. Now, until or unless you don't know the concepts of objects, interface, and all, you cannot explain the architecture of Selenium. So, let's start with object oops concepts. In this, our first topic is static and non-static function. Okay, now I will go to my Visual Studio and make a new project. I will close this so that, okay, now I will create a new console project in C Sharp and name it as static, non-static, or you can say, I will make uh, oops concepts. Okay. Next, and this is very important also, you can be asked by the interview that which is the latest version of .NET you which
Mm-hmm.
are support, and the answer is .NET 8.0. Okay, just remember these questions which I've told you.
I'm not preparing for interview. I want to
Okay,
learn it myself so that
okay,
I know so
yeah,
that if
yeah,
I'm
okay, okay, but
asked
these are
that you
the, yeah, yeah, these are the
yeah,
few
good
important
that you're
questions.
telling me. Yes, because then I would not know. Um,
Okay, okay, and okay, now, so static and non-static function. What is the static mean? Why is it there? And what all can be static? As you can see, main function in the class is static. You will get to know difference between static and non-static in few minutes. First, let's make function. Public static void sum or and one more public void send email. Now you can clearly see that my static function has a word static and non-static function doesn't contain the static word. So first, this is static function which contains the word static, and this is a non-static function as it doesn't contain the static keyword. Now I will declare int I equal to 100. Now here, this is local variable. I had a scope inside these curly brackets, and
Okay.
and int j equal to 200. Local variables can be in static as well as in non-static function. Okay,
Okay.
so now there is something as global variable. Global variable are present inside the class. The variables which are declared here are
Mm-hmm.
global variables. Something like by string, you can say name. Okay. These this name variable can be accessed across all the functions. I can declare name here as well. I can
Mm-hmm.
declare name in this function as well. Global variable are of two types: non-static global variable and static global variable. So this is non-static variable. For declaring a static variable, I can write as static int age. Okay? You cannot declare local variable static or non-static. Just got my point very clearly that these local variables
Mm-hmm.
cannot be
Static.
static or non-static.
Why?
This is the point. I am You can declare static or non-static variable globally, only globally, not in function.
Okay.
This is the
Okay.
rule. This is the rule.
Okay. Okay.
And again, very important rule. Static function, which is this, can
Mm-hmm.
only assess the static variable. This is very,
Okay. Okay.
very important part, that static function can only assess static variable. If I want to write, you can say that this is static variable. Suppose I want to write, maybe you can say that name equal to something like this. Now, so it will not allow me to do that, as
Okay.
name is non-static variable.
Non-static.
Okay, so the main main answer is that static function can only assess static variable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, suppose now this sum all,
Mm-hmm.
I want I want to assess sum all here. This can be assessed, but if I want to send email, it will not allow me to do that, as send email is an non-static function. So another thing, static function can only assess static function. They cannot assess non-static function.
Okay. Okay. But then
So
what is the point of writing non-static function? Because in any which ways we have to write everything in private static
no,
void
no,
main.
no, no, something like that. If I want to send email, like you can say that in a later part when we do the coding, something we write like 10 lines of code or 100 lines of code, and after that there is a part comes where I have to send email that my code is executing successfully. For that I will write non-static function, because this function is nothing to do with any another program. This function will send email to me that my function is executing successfully, and I don't want anything beyond that. I just want email that my function is
Mm.
running successfully. For that, I will use non-static function.
But
It will
any
clear
function
to you when we
mm,
go forward.
to
And
okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
okay, so uh, static function, for this we go deep, and we mm, can say like we will make a new class, and and name it as car.cs. Okay. So my car has got the model, it has got the price, it every car has got the price, and every car has got the wheels. Now I will make my void main. So now this has my car has got a function known as start, and has also got a function public void accelerate. So I'm declaring two non-static functions. Now you know something about constructors?
Yes, a little bit to
Okay,
initialize.
okay. Constructor is something which is having the same name as that of the class name.
Mhm.
Okay. Now creating the object of a class. Here I can write as new car. Here I am creating object of the class. Okay. So I think so. My class is remaining 5 minutes. I will again send you the link. Uh,
Okay,
uh,
this class is about to finish.
yeah, I think so. Maybe 5 minutes or so. First, I
Mm-hmm.
will end this meeting and make a new link for the next class. In
Mm-hmm.
maybe 11 a.m. is comfortable to you? Or
What is just a moment? Let me see. Let me see.
It is 11 a.m.
Yeah.
It's
Perfect. It's okay. Yeah.
I will start it at 11:05. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just ending this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we are talking about constructors. So first of all, what does constructor mean? Constructor is something which is having the same name as that of the class name. So when I want to declare constructor, I can write it as public car and write like this. Now I can pass variables in this like string m, int p, and I can declare as model equal to m and price equal to p. Constructor is similar look like function, but it is not a function as there is no static, no non-static keyword, no void, no return type. Nothing is present for the constructor. You just have the name of the class and then you can pass the parameters inside the constructor. Now this constructor has two parameter and then it takes two parameter. So we declare at model equal to m, price equal to p. Now, why I'm doing this, you will get to know in some time. Now, after creating constructor, I'm getting error. So for a time being, I will comment my constructor like now. How to comment? This is another very important change. How to comment the code? You can press it like Control plus K plus C. This is comment the code. Now we will make the thing. Why are we doing this? Is you have to see that in if I make a object car C1 equal to new car and here I can press first I have to make it public so that I can access all the variables. But here my wheels are static because every car has got four wheels. So that's why I'm declaring it as static. Now here I can declare my model year of making, that is 2000, and it has got the price as 100. So now it has function c1 dot start, and after that I will accelerate it. Okay. Similarly, for car C2, I will again declare the same, and now this is 2005 and price is 200, but again it will start and then accelerate. Now we will make a simple constructor, public car, again it is giving error. Now here I can write console dot write line and say it in car constructor. So this is my constructor class, and I'm making three objects in car class. Again, third one, you can see that car D3. Now again, model is 2010 and the price is 3 300. So then what will happen is that it will call the constructor of the car class. So when I call the new car, it will first call the constructor of the car class. So to now here in Visual Studio 2022, you have to declare this as this is new in Visual Studio 2022. First, you have to declare as you have to give value as null or default value, but you have to declare. Okay, now I will make it as my startup class, And now when I run or execute my code, again, okay, now I have to, again, okay, now you can see that it is printing that it is in car constructor. Okay. Now, similarly, you can make the constructor with three different arguments. How to uncomment control K U. Again, this is also very important. Control plus K plus U. Uncomment the code. Okay. So this is known as method overloading. Just with the same name but different arguments.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I write like car C1 equal to new car, here C1 is the reference to the object. It is reference pointed towards the car class. So I'm writing here that here C1 is the reference to the object. It is the reference pointed towards the car class. Okay. And Many people think that C1 is an object, but this is wrong. C1 is the reference pointing towards the car class. Okay. And you know that this is known as method overloading. Just remember my point. Method overloading, same name, but
Okay.
different
Yes.
arguments. Okay. And this is very important that C1 is not an object. C1 is the reference pointing towards
Mm-hmm.
to the core class. Now, C1 can access all the non-static variables and function. Okay. Now I can write as for this I have to create one more class and study constructor and add and add my main method with, and here I can write it as car A equal to new car and pass it like Honda City, something like 5678. Because now it is now C1. You can see that if I go to this, it is going here.
Yes, yes. It's pointing to the class here
Yeah.
because what we passed.
Yeah. Now, cause and here I can write it as car B equal to new car and car C equal to new car. Here I can pass like this, or I can write B dot model equal to Mercedes B dot price equal to 1000 and C dot model equal to, you can say, Maruti, and C dot price equal to 2000. And in the end I will just write console dot read key. Okay. Similarly, From the new object, I can access all the properties of the car class. So checking that it is taking a dot model console dot a dot price. So it, if I make this as my now, I will execute this. Okay. Now in this class, I know every car has four wheels, and whenever I create object of this car class, I have to unnecessarily occupy the memory with the wheels variable. I know that every car has got four wheels, but inside my memory, I will again and again have to occupy the memory for the wheel. So wheel is something which is common for the all objects. So I will do is removing wheel from every object and keep wheel in common memory location by making wheel variables as static. That's why I am making my wheels variable as static because every car has got four wheels. But if I make it non-static and again it will unnecessarily occupy the memory every time I declare it. So that's why I am making it static. Okay. So that's why I have declared it as and make p as now wheels is not the part of the project object. Are you able to hear me?
Just now I'm able to hear you.
Or my screen is visible to you or not?
It was, but now I just see your name now. I do not see the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, right now.
Yes, yes. Now I can see.
Okay, okay, okay. Now you can see that wheel is not a part of object. Now you can't assess with C1 dot wheels. No, you can't assess it right now. So here I can declare it as 4. So now wheels is a part of a class, not object. So object cannot access it.
Okay.
So, so now I can write like this, as this is giving me error. So this is how, and wheel is a static variable. Sorry. So only static function can assess it. So we can assess it like this. Okay. So this is how we assess static variable. Now, okay. Now next, moving forward, object and object reference. So right now, today's topic is finished. But if you want me to do more, then I can move forward, and I can move forward to uh, like now we will make a emulator, phone emulator.
Okay.
If you want to move forward, or you just want to do the today's work, because if I
It will be too much, and then
yeah,
if I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
revise, it is very much
yeah, yeah,
pointless.
yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah.
asking.
Okay, okay. We can
Okay.
I think yes, for today